What is going on? Oh, hi.
It's on! So a lot of you may not realize the beginning of that intro is actually from many, many, many years ago. The little boy in that intro has gotten older since then, and we actually had him recreate that. So next week, look for an updated version of that intro with a much, much older boy doing the It's On, It's On. It's very cool. I can't wait to see it myself.
Why are we saving that to next week?
Because I forgot to do it for this week.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only reason. All right. So with that, and Rebecca should be here next week, and we don't want to do that without Rebecca. Hopefully the fire's out by then. So anyway, welcome to the July 19th edition of Disney Park Talk Live. My name is Jimmy Mosley. Today I still consider myself the co-host because you two are like the featured guests. But since there's no other co-host, I'll just say I'm the host. So I am the host of today's show because my lovely wife Rebecca is on assignment in Florida. And with me today, down below, is the vice president in charge of going to really cool immersive exhibits. That would be Mike Celestino. How you doing, Mike?
Hi.
And over there is the vice president of hamburger t-shirts, and that would be Jeremiah Good.
Hi.
I believe that this could be the first time you're not wearing a Disney shirt.
You know what I just realized? I'm wearing a shirt about Orlando, and Jeremiah is wearing a shirt about California, and we're in the opposite places.
That is very cool. Unplanned. You guys just you're simpatico.
We actually were texting for about an hour trying to coordinate.
Hello, Nicole. I'm really doing this just so I can see if you still have that cool avatar, which you don't, but that's okay. All right. So we are going to talk about the week in Disney news, and it's been a busy week. You know why? Because the parks are open. And stuff is still reopening, and 50th is coming, and festivals are happening, and Disneyland is busy. It's busy. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with just today. Jeremiah, where were you today?
Today I was at the Polynesian Village Resort at Walt Disney World.
Were you?
Yes.
So where did you start there, since that's the first picture I have? You don't have to wait for the picture, though.
What picture it is. So the Disney's Polynesian Village Resort reopened today, which is very nice. And this morning I started at Ohana with breakfast. I have not been there recently. They don't have the characters currently, and everything is the family style, but it is still great. And the nice thing is it's actually less expensive. It's $25 per person. And it's all you care to eat, including the famous jungle juice, pog juice, whatever you want to call it, juice.
We're getting an early start on the day.
Yeah. There's the bowl of fruit, the yummy bread. There's the skillet that has ham, bacon, potatoes, eggs, and biscuits.
I'm curious, Jeremiah, is that all the pork you've had so far today?
No, we'll get to that at some point.
Nice view of
my difficult view of breakfast.
2 kinds of waffles.
Stitch and Mickey, yes. So because Stitch and Polynesian seem to go hand in hand, or at least that's the way it works. And now we are going to Trader Sam's. We did a walk and talk around the park around the hotel after Trader Sam's. Basically, we were there. Today was the opening day of Trader Sam's, or of Polynesian Village Resort. That just so happened that Trader Sam's, unannounced, opened today. And this morning, people were noticing there were large banners outside at the Tiki Terrace. So I got in line probably a little bit before noon, and they took the virtual time. So it wasn't like Mike experienced a few weeks ago at Trader Sam's there, where it's just a nightmare. This was very easy. Went up, put down the number. They texted us when it was time, and we were in one of the first groups in, got in. Everything is pretty much the same, no new mugs. There were some changes to the shrunken zombie head that Mike also saw in California, so it's no longer a shrunken or head. Now it's just a zombie.
Much better.
It's still a head. They just don't call it that.
Yeah. And just like in California, where they had the Family Tree West Coast edition that used to have shrunken heads in it, here they've just completely removed everything. We don't even have any in our branches anymore. Like, you guys have tiki birds. I think they should stick hippos in our trees.
So, have you been to the one in Florida, Mike?
I was just pulling up a picture on my phone from Friday. There's me and somebody else you guys know.
Oh, wow.
Alex from
That's
LP.
from California's Trader Sam's, right?
On Friday, yeah. So
Yeah.
we did get in.
Have you been to Florida's at all?
I've spent some time in the Gogh Grotto down there. Yeah.
Do you have a preference, either one of you, on one or the other? They both bring their own thing to the show.
Yeah, I think we did this before, didn't we? Wasn't this one of our first topics of Park
No.
Talk where we debated it?
Not a chance. I would never repeat anything on the show.
I like California's more myself.
I love California's, but Florida's layout works out much better and has more interactive elements. But
TIL, if you go to the one in Florida and walk in and order the Jeremiah, they'll hook you up. They know exactly what you want.
I will say my favorite collectible mug, though, is from the Florida version, which is the giant Nautilus submarine.
Did you buy that one?
It was given to me as a gift, but it's on my shelf. Yes.
Okay. That's the most important thing, that you want it.
I do own it.
So is all the construction complete at the Polynesian, Jeremiah?
oh no, not at all. So it's been open for a few months with the Disney Vacation Club guests being able to book their suites and bungalows. Today it opened with a good portion of the hotel reopened as far as the rooms go with the new Moana theme. The main entrance area is still under construction, and we saw at least one building that was completely not finished. So they're still working. They're just trying to, as we get closer and closer to the middle of summer, accommodate more guests to visit.
And of course, the monorail is still not running. That station is very much under construction. I find this a very funny statement. Mike Mack, one of our top 22 contributors in Florida, has only been to Disneyland's Trader Sam's. So Jeremiah, can you fix this sometime soon?
Absolutely. I'll show Mac around.
That is wrong. I've never been to either one. I am not a tiki culture guy, and frankly, this all baffles me that people go so crazy over this stuff. But not the first thing where I'm on my own drummer thingy jig. Let's see. So as Jeremiah said, we took a walk around the Poly for about an hour. Had a really good time, including. Oh, you must talk about Jeremiah. What's upstairs? What's the special seasonal treat they have up there?
So the Kona coffee cart, which we actually had somebody ask that during the walk and talk if that was available. And it is, and they have special desserts. You can buy the cupcakes there and everything. And they also have seasonal bacon now. Yes, you heard that right. Seasonal bacon. This season right now is, I believe the bacon is always chocolate covered, but today it was pineapple and coconut. And as I discussed during the live stream, it's okay. For $4, you get 2 pieces of bacon with lots of chocolate. It's good.
I was surprised at only $4. It is quite large, and apparently it contains actual meat, which meat tends to cost money. So I was impressed with what you get for $4. But
yeah, it was overall. I mean, I've missed the Polynesian. That's my favorite hotel on property, and just walking around and experiencing everything. Getting to go into Sam's was nice. No, Mac, I didn't save the rest of the bacon for you. Next time we will go and we'll have a bacon eating contest.
Oh, please do. Please do. And Mac also says he's never been able to get in. Apparently he's not on the list. I'm telling you, go with Jeremiah. There is no one, this Disney vlogosphere is a big place. There is no one more hooked up than Jeremiah. He may not be the most famous, but he is apparently the most likable because he is hooked up.
Do you have our Twitter up, Doobie? Because there's another classic tweet regarding something that I don't know if I've seen it before, but it's bendy straws. Paper bendy straws.
Have we never seen bendy straws before?
I've never seen paper bendy straws.
Oh, that's what was special about them. Speaking of other vloggers, by the way, I seem to recognize the people in this picture.
I just love this picture so much. It cracked me up because we were sat at the table. That is Tina with Disney Food Blog and Molly with All Ears. Two great ladies, had a lot of fun. Between them, you can see a dark piece of paper. That's the bendy straw. You can tell how much I was focusing on the bendy straw and not on our friends.
Are these bendy too? At least you can see their actual color?
No, those are the white ones that were, I want to say those were in the Nautilus.
I should answer this question. Oh, I'm not logged in as LP. I can't answer. So I'm going to answer this question here. This may be the worst tweet we've ever done if the purpose of this was to get out the bendy straws. However, that said, I do love these guys from DFB and All Ears, so it's nice to see them on our Twitter feed.
I was laughing at that picture so many times it was hard for me to tweet it out. And I showed it to both of them, like, "Are you guys okay with this?" I was like, "Yeah, it's funny."
I like they're not going to look at us in the camera though. All right. Anyway, let's get over to the other coast where Mike Celestino just celebrated Disneyland's birthday. Were you able to? You didn't celebrate Disneyland's birthday.
No, I wasn't there.
I know you weren't there, but you still could have celebrated.
Oh, I did yes, I in fact, I officiated a wedding on Saturday, and I mentioned in my speech, the fact that it was Disneyland's birthday, and that it proved how much I cared about the couple that I was able to tear myself away from celebrating Disneyland's birthday to be there instead. So,
had I known you were going to bring that up, I would have had the picture ready because Mike Celestino looked really, really good that day. He showed us a picture. And,
I did not know that you were not at Disneyland, so when you posted that picture of you dressed up, I was like, wow, so serious.
Dapper Day is back at Disneyland. Yeah. But Disneyland, of course, did celebrate his birthday. They thought about postponing it till Mike could be there, but ultimately they thought they should do it on the 17th. And they had a little cavalcade and nothing special. It would have been nice if they did something a little special, considering that they weren't able to celebrate the 65th. But that's okay. They did have a cavalcade. Did they sing "Happy Birthday"? Does anybody know?
I did not watch the video, but I
haven't
believe
watched
that
it either.
Yeah,
I did see that there was a happy birthday moment.
Okay. Lots of characters, lots of ads for the Amazon pharmacy. So it's always a nice little moment when they celebrate Disneyland's birthday.
Hang on, I can't see what that person's videoing in the video.
I loved Alex's tweet where he said that Radiator Springs was celebrating the 66th birthday as well, and it's the photo of the gift shop that just has all the Route 66 signs all over it.
Oh, that's very cool. In other news, in honor of the 66th birthday, Goofy did kill Pluto, and Donald is still trying to get Mickey. Somebody gets the reference, I hope. I'm sure Mike does.
I do also.
Okay, so it's just not a good one. Not a good one. That's okay.
Wouldn't they have killed Donald? Isn't that why he went to Coco Land?
Speaking of Coco Land, have you been able to see the new Philharmagic, Mike?
Nope. I was there Friday. It was not open, and I have not been back since.
Curses. Well, it has opened.
Let's get Alex. He's not doing anything right now, right?
Isn't Alex here?
They did open Philharmagic at Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. I guess maybe we could have got Edith in here as well. They've added Coco, and apparently it was added between the Lion King scenes and the Peter Pan segment. So if you can picture the Lion King scene and the Peter Pan scene, separate them, shove Coco in there. That's your updated show. So we did. Alex did not mention that they shortened any other scenes, so I'm assuming they just lengthened the length. That's redundant. They just lengthened the show, which is wonderful. It's not a particularly long show, so I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, got an important message from my
I
wife.
wonder if lengthening that show means that at some point maybe they'll add back to the Tiki Room and Country Bear some length.
I doubt it, but that is a nice thought. Because if you know, the Tiki Room's been chopped up, Country Bear's been chopped up, but they're not as hip and happening as Philharmagic, so I'm guessing not. And also, in honor, the cast members were wearing Medigolds, as you can see here, in honor of Coco. You can't see there because I'm not sharing the screen, but now you can see there. So, so nice little addition, nothing major, but you know, Coco's one of those Philharmagic's one of those attractions that it's possible to keep fresh without expending too much money. And it's nice to see that they're doing that, kind of like Star Tours as well. It's nice to see that they're doing that. Don't you guys think?
Yeah. Was it Tom Fitzgerald that did an interview on the Disney Parks blog about it, where they talked about this is the first time that there's been a Disney character in a Pixar world, and how Pixar was doing all of their animation, and then the Disney animators were doing Donald, and they just married them together. Not a joke about Mike.
That's fascinating. I didn't even make that connection that this is a Pixar movie, and then Donald Duck's in there. That's good, because we should all be one happy universe.
And Donald was in Luca too, so he's making his way all over the Pixar universe.
Was he on the second floor? Beat you.
Where's Donald and Luca?
He's like a stuffed animal in the bedroom.
Oh, okay. So just like a cameo thing, not like an actual part.
Wait, I can have Donald do a cameo? How much is that?
Is the word cameo now taken over by that service? You say cameo. And have you ever done a cameo, Mike? Like bought one for a friend?
I have not, no.
Seems like something you would do.
I think Gilbert Gottfried has tempted me, I think. If I were to get one, it would be Gilbert Gottfried.
Who would be your dream to receive a cameo from?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I feel very privileged to have met so many of my heroes that I think... I feel spoiled already in that way, okay. So I don't know.
So having someone that you've never met and is just reading a card is nothing special for you.
Right.
That is a good point. Every movie is a Pixar movie. So going back, oh, hi, Abby. Thanks for joining us. We are talking about the week in Disney parks. Going back to the East Coast, Jeremiah, yesterday was a big day for EPCOT, as at long last, the monorail has returned.
Well, do we want to just jump back to last week for the start of why EPCOT started becoming big?
What, food and wine? You want to go there first? Okay.
It seemed like we can start off and then get to the big news. But
fine. I'm ready.
I'm sorry, Doobie. I didn't mean to step on the toes.
You know, I'm only the host. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So, yes, EPCOT yesterday, the monorail. So EPCOT started the International Food and Wine Festival. Hence, there is no taste, even though only about 3/4 of the food booths are open. So we're kind of confused a little bit. That started on Thursday. Some good food, lots of merchandise. I want to say that in that day, I think we did more stories about one event than we have, I think, in my history of Laughing Place, because we had the food and wine overview, we have the merch overview, and there are 4 different lines of merch. And then the tequila place at Mexico has its own line of merch. And then they put stuff in the trains, and that right there.
Sausage wine.
Ew. I was lucky enough to be close to a few of our friends while they were trying that, and they said it's pretty much just a Bloody Mary with bacon in it.
That just sounds lovely.
Yeah.
So the big news, of course, is this is not the taste of the Food and Wine Festival. This is the Food and Wine Festival. You don't get just a taste. You get the whole enchilada or sushi or whatever country you're in.
But we also did get a chance to get a tour of the entrance of the Remy's Ratatouille adventure with one of the Imagineers. This is her talking about some of the hidden details as you lead up to the wall. So if you want to see this, definitely go on the article and check that out. But we couldn't do anything behind the wall because they wanted to save that for the Parks blog video. But we did. Seriously, the stuff that they filmed behind the wall right after we were done with Veronica there, and this is her talking about some of the metal on the railings that are in the shape of a rat. And then she goes down and talks about on the side of the bench, Remy appears. So when the wall comes down, you'll enter. There's the creperie that is both a quick service and a table service, which all of us went, wait, it's a table service? And then we looked up at the Parks blog post from last year, and yes, it's a table service.
Wow.
We just don't pay that much attention to stuff, apparently.
It's a table service?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what all of us were talking about. So leading up to it, they kept very classic French architecture and the French storyline. But as soon as you cross over, anybody that's seen the photos, and I think we have a photo in the article kind of looking over the wall, there's a covering. And as soon as you cross past that, that's where the crookedology of Pixar starts, where things aren't quite, I mean, it's not Toontown where nothing is a straight line, but they enhance like the pipes so you can kind of see everything around it. And then you go up to the entrance, and the entrance is very much like it is in Paris. It has the single rider, fast pass, and standby line. We couldn't get inside the building, but the fountain is beautiful. The queue, I will say, for anybody that's gone through enough queues, as I think all three of us have, this queue is not going to be a fun queue. It's all outdoors. The coverings are not fans, but you're also next to one of the brick walls, so it'll be a very stagnant queue at times.
Well, thanks for that. And as you said, that video and everything from Food and Wine, so much merchandise, the tequila merchandise, so much information, of course, is all on our website, laughingplace.com. I believe I got that URL right.
Yeah, and again, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opens on October 1st, the 50th anniversary.
All right.
Doobie, I thought of the cameo that I would like to receive.
Okay, go for it.
If it could be anyone throughout history, I would like it to be Orson Welles when he was in that period where he was doing those drunk wine commercials.
Ernest and Julio Gallo.
Yeah, and then if that's not available, like I think Maurice LaMarche, the voiceover actor, does a good Orson Welles impression. So maybe you can get him to do a birthday greeting in drunk Orson Welles' voice.
Thank you, Jeremiah. You can think now about what you would like to.
I actually know. I've seen this cameo from a few of my friends. The person who provided the voice of Bear from Bear in the Big Blue House does it with the puppet. And watching one of the ones, I started getting a little teary-eyed because it is, that was one of my touching TV shows. And if I could get him to sing the goodbye song, I would just lose it.
That's enough to make me cry.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I'll do, Jeremiah? I'm going to write this down. Your final goodbye. He is going to cameo your funeral. I'm there for you, bud. Hey, we've got breaking news. Can you hear me, Rebecca?
I think I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's not the best world, but I can hear you. I can see you. And wow, you have found a place on Disney World property I have never seen before.
Yeah.
It looks like, I know she's having hearing issues. So you are at Islands of Adventure right now, right?
Yes.
Are you having fun in Florida?
Whoa. This goes back as long as our multi-screen days.
Yeah. thought I'd give you a nice view from the patio here at the Jurassic Cafe area.
Awesome. It is a nice view. I wish I was there. I also wish you were here.
To come to see, and then there's all the people, like, seeing I'm on this patio. We were eating lunch, well, eating dinner.
Cool.
Yep.
Thanks for the update. You have now explained why you're not here working, but that's okay. You're there working. So, bye. If I could get a cameo, I think I'd like that lady to give me one. That'd be pretty cool. All right.
Isn't Rerun still alive?
He's not. Fred Berry's gone. Why do you go right to Rerun? Why do you think I'll Rerun to give me a cameo?
Because that seems to be one of the longest running jokes with you that I've had, I think.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so what else is going on? We've got Food and Wine making a return. EPCOT Monorail Line's made a return.
Yes, the monorail yesterday, that was what led into this, and I cut you off and went with the bigger news first.
So I'm looking at your article here on the monorail returning, and the news here seems to be not the EPCOT monorail is back, but all new construction views of EPCOT.
Yes.
That's really what you get from the monorail.
Yeah, there's also great video that you see pretty much the entire construction. Right there used to be the Fountain of Nations. When you're looking across there, you can see that the Interventions on the left is completely gone. This is just kind of looking towards where the Fountain of Nations was. That's a really great view because anybody that was there 2 years ago, where that little grassy spot is next to the trailer, that's where we used to have food booths. And then I think the next one you start to see where Interventions was, and that was the breezeway right there with Club Cool on your right and what was left of Interventions on the left.
They are destroying EPCOT, just destroying it, taking it all apart.
So I think the next picture, that right there is the first permanent structure, and that's going to be part of the Moana attraction.
What, this restroom here?
Yes. That is where the Moana part is going to be.
Okay.
And then that's brand new.
A new sign.
Yeah, with the font.
Very nice. So how was it riding on the EPCOT monorail? Was the narration any different?
Yes. Sadly, on our videos, you cannot hear that well because it's definitely in the background. But when you're pulling into EPCOT, the monorail goes from the transportation and ticket center. There we go, Doobie. I did it correctly this time. To the EPCOT. So you go around Spaceship Earth, and as you're pulling into EPCOT, you hear about Space 220, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Play Pavilion. But sadly, it was so low, I couldn't even pick things out. Like, it's one of those things I need to go first thing in the morning, have my microphone right next to the speaker, and then try to get what we can from that.
So we were at EPCOT for the opening of Food and Wine Festival. We did a full walk of the park, and my, oh my, did we see so much new stuff that day. So we're just going to quickly go through some of it. This was huge news. A giant structure appeared right there in the middle of Germany, right, Jeremiah?
It was huge. I mean, look how it dwarfs that train and those railings.
People up there, it's huge.
Yeah, so usually we don't focus on these smaller things that most people really enjoy. And I noticed this, they added a few new buildings to the model trains in Germany. So, it's a small thing that was added. And then, of course, the banners for Food and Wine are there.
This is just interesting. I'm glad you noticed that. And then as we continue to walk over to Italy, wow, isn't it bright and shiny?
Yeah, except the bell tower. You can see the old paint versus the new paint. And I think I have a picture of some of the art that's on the building where they had just kind of painted around it. They hadn't gone into the detail of it yet.
Is this an actual stairway, or is this like the Portofino Bay kind of painting on the wall that looks 3D?
No, that is an actual stairway. I don't know what's upstairs, but I've seen people go up those stairs before.
And then back over in Future World, Jeremiah said,
New
hey.
trash cans and new colors. So anybody that's not aware, Epcot is going through a multi-year transformation, and instead of having Future World and World Showcase, now it's going to be neighborhoods with World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Showcase.
Now, I know we don't tend to do single picture articles when we do a picture thing like this. I've not seen this article yet, so I know we have this picture. I'm very curious to see how you turn this into more than one picture.
So that is the left-hand side where those colors were just painted, and you can see the blue can that is part of, I can't think of the neighborhoods yet, and then the red can had just appeared, and then the following day the green cans had appeared. I don't think we have the picture, but that's the other side of the restrooms.
Get back there and get those green cans, because I can't even picture what a green can might look like.
I think I think there may have been somebody that was at Epcot that day.
Is this what Universal Orlando was referencing when they were joking about trash cans earlier today?
Probably.
Okay.
Did they reference us?
I don't know.
Wait,
people need to appreciate how much people want to see pictures of blue, red, and green trash cans.
Mr. Bob Newell, you have no idea. There is magicaltrash.com. There is trash can from all around the world. There are pictures of trash cans showcased on that site.
We need to remember that Laughing Place and all its subsidiaries with its 300 employees and 4 headquarters around the world all started with Doobie and Rebecca taking pictures of dirt in the former Disneyland parking lot. So don't underestimate the value of a trash can. Moving right along. Some of what I just said may not be accurate. Tangerine Cafe is reopened at Epcot. Looks quite different, doesn't it, Jeremiah? Oh, we have the green trash can.
That is from the amazing photographer that is currently trying to live stream with us at Universal. Yes, Tangerine Cafe reopened, which
I agree, that did look yellow. So I was right.
I did not pay a lot of attention to all the press releases coming out for Food and Wine because I'm not a huge food and winer. But Tangerine Cafe did open, and they also used Marrakesh restaurant as a seating area. But Tangerine Cafe, that in the past I'd always just kind of walk through and okay, it's nice. They turned that into a beautiful quick service.
It looks so different.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's one of those things that I can't wait to go back after, this past weekend, because everybody is there for Food and Wine. Now it'll slow down a little bit during the weekdays. So you enter, you go left, and that area in the back is where you actually place your order, and then you go across the food line, and then you pick up what you're going to have.
So no mobile order?
I did not see any mobile order. I know that we did also notice that some of the other restaurants were moving away from mobile order.
Mobile order is the best thing to come to Disney since FastPass. So gone.
If I could put you in my pocket from my mobile order experiences last week, you would be like, okay, you're right.
I'm sure it's not always perfect, but there are times when it just saves you so much time. Mike Mack would love to visit these headquarters. Mike Mack, you need to be at least top 12 to visit a headquarters. You've got a ways to go. But keep trying. Keep working.
But he can surf pretty well.
In case you missed it earlier, Mike Mack in his prior job. Check that out.
See, I don't think I have that professional of a photo of me.
That is like such a great wipeout picture. That is awesome. Very impressive. All right, so over at Disneyland again, have you been able to see the new Cavalcades, Mike Celestino?
Yes, in fact, I shot 2 separate videos of the Cavalcade that I believe were edited together by, I want to say, either Lee or Tony. And so first I saw Mickey and Minnie leading the Disneyland band, and then I believe after that it's going to be 2 different angles of the Mickey and Friends character Cavalcade. There you go.
So cool. So not quite a parade, but so up until now, Disney World has had cavalcades, right? But Disneyland has just had character spots, correct? They haven't had the characters going down the street in any kind of way like Disney World did. So
Right.
this is the beginning of that, thankfully. So you can see they really packed them on this omnibus there with Moana and Minnie and such, keeping the social distancing still.
This was shot prior to the anniversary, right, Mike?
This was
on
Friday. Yes, this is the day before the 17th.
The 16th.
When I was there last week, I was able to see the Frozen Cavalcade, which by Frozen Cavalcade, it is the old ice skating float from the Christmas parade with Anna and Elsa waving as it slowly moved along the parade route.
I've never seen this float before.
You've
That
never
is
seen the ice
from-
skating float? Or that float?
This float.
I think it was from Soundsational, right?
Yeah. When they brought it back, it
Okay.
was actually a float from Japan that they just kind of redid for Soundsational.
This guy has been doing this job at least since I started coming in 1995. So this is awesome, and I mean the Frozen float, that ice skating float, is one of their bigger floats. I would dare say this is a parade. This is not a cavalcade. This is a parade.
Yeah, if you think back to some of the parades that we had in the late '90s, this is a little bit more than some of those.
This is better than Cruising the Kingdom.
Ooh, but Cruising the Kingdom was fun though.
I mean, the Cruising the Kingdom had its own song. I'll give it that, but it was some pretty low key entertainment.
What, Loki was in a parade?
Not low key entertainment. Low key.
Is there a gator too?
I finally saw that episode. That's a weird show. Comic books aren't for me. Anyway, very nice to see this. So I know we have a story that they're putting the cavalcade schedules in the Walt Disney World, My Disney Experience. You actually know when they're going to happen now. They used to just kind of pop up. Do we know if they're in the Disneyland app yet?
I don't believe they were in the app, but I did ask
Okay.
some cast members when they would be happening, and they rattled off some show times for me, which is why I was prepared. I don't know if there's any place to find those other than asking a cast member at this point.
That woman has a dog with her. That was cool.
Yeah.
Was
So
it Pluto?
No. Mr. Bob Newell says the crowds at Disneyland look sparse, and as we just said, they weren't announced. So, unless you happen to be sitting by the restrooms, you weren't necessarily going to be there and seeing the parade go by. So, but excuse me, the cavalcade go by. But I am thrilled to see those back there, and of course the fireworks are back. And then we find out that coming winter, everyone's favorite. Now, this is not everyone's favorite anything, but the Submarine Voyage, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, is making a return this winter.
It's everyone's favorite current Submarine Voyage ride at Disneyland.
You are so accurate there. So accurate there. So no specific date is given, but it's coming back winter 2021. In case you didn't get that, it's coming back winter. Resurfacing. So apparently it's been underwater all this time, kind of avoiding all the garbage that's going on here on Earth.
I really wanted to try to get up on the monorail or on the Matterhorn to see down, but the lines of the Matterhorn when I was there were quite long.
Worth it. By the way, Matterhorn's a good attraction.
Ah!
All right, and of course we talked about the Jungle Cruise reopening last week. Did you get to ride it on Friday?
Yes, I did, and I didn't notice the big changes that they were promising between the 2 weeks, but I asked a cast member, a skipper, and they said 2 additional animatronic monkeys had been added to Trader Sam's gift shops in addition to some Christmas Jungle Cruise. What did they call that? The Jingle Cruise.
Jingle Cruise
type holiday decorations around the gift shop.
And
did
you did
Jeremiah
get to-
had something?
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Mike. I'll add after you're done with.
Okay. They did add the attraction poster, of course, which is good looking good.
Harkening back to the original one
Yeah,
that just said Jungle River originally, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this looks very old school. And then you got some nice queue pictures as well.
Yeah, I took a lot of pictures of the queue that somebody else was nice enough to put into this post.
It's nice when you can just do the pictures and let someone else do the actual work, isn't it? And yet you still get the credit for it.
Did I?
I would hope so.
I don't know. I did take the photos.
No, it's
That's fine.
it's news desk.
That's fine.
I would complain.
I don't mind that. That's fine. Yeah, those I like those man-eating plants, those piranha plants. If you go down a little bit,
Seymour.
Seymour is Rick
Audrey.
Moranis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Audrey too. Electric Boogaloo.
I got the wrong crowd here to make that mistake.
Would you like me to sing one of the songs?
Yes.
No, it's okay.
Can you pull out your broom and just push?
Oh my goodness.
Do you have the pic? So one of the things I noticed in the queue when I went, they were still kind of putting things in. Actually, both Mike and I noticed that the toucan that was part of the original Jungle Cruise before they built Indy was missing. But one of the things that really I think only guests out from this coast would notice out there that is eaten at the at the navigation company. There's a painting of Alberta Falls on the wall now. That's the stylized painting next to all the art supplies and everything.
I got a funny greeting not a greeting, but a farewell from the skipper at the end. He said, on behalf of all of us here at the Jungle Navigation Company, Kungaloosh. And then he said, I don't know what that means, but it's in the script, which I thought was
that's not only funny, but that's got to really poke at some Disney World fans. So I kind of like that a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that is, I don't know if we're talking celebrating, but I noticed this in California on my last day, and then it's also the same here in Florida. They've not been able to refer to the crocodiles along the river for years, and now they talk about ginger snaps and Old Smiley and ginger out here now. So that's something that's fun to have back that they can add into the look, here's some monkeys jokes.
And the biggest thing to happen on July 16th, in addition to the opening of the Jungle Cruise, is a new Dole Whip float kind of thing. This just looks amazing.
I feel bad because this photo isn't quite representative of the Sunday as it should appear, because I asked them to leave off a couple ingredients for my allergies. But it's close. Just picture that with caramel sauce like dripped on top, and then you get a little gummy something that goes with it. But that's like 95% of what it's supposed to look like.
Now, was this done on Friday?
Yes, that's Friday morning.
Okay, well.
Oh, I gotta show you the boat, but let's finish talking and then I'll go grab it.
I was just going to say Friday was Mike's personal day at Disneyland. He was not working, so we are lucky we got this picture.
No, that was I was there for work.
I thought you were there for fun.
That was the previous week.
Oh, well then you should have got the sauce, man. All right. All right, and go get the boat. Go get the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, this boat I'm very jealous of. I was actually hoping that it was going to make its way out here already. I'm guessing that when the movie opens, we may see it relocate out here.
That's a long way to sail. I don't think it's that seaworthy.
It can hold a Sunday, but they don't put the Sundays in it.
I know. This is really cool.
Yeah.
So.
I did buy it with my own money, which is why I felt okay personalizing the ingredients.
That is the ultimate thing that matters. So yes.
I didn't get to personalize my bacon. Oh, it's smaller than I thought. I thought it was bigger.
Yeah, not too big. The top. Let's see. This is literally my first time opening.
On the side,
it, so.
on the side, the other side. This side faces the camera. The little brown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
We can see it and he can't. That's great.
So the spoon is like the what do you call this? The pipe?
The smokestack.
Smokestack. Now, how does it go through
Put
here?
it in the top.
This is why I'm not an Imagineer or engineer, for among many other reasons. Okay, there we go.
You're too good for him. Wow. That is pretty awesome. And it's the idea that you could put it in there?
Yeah, you could eat if you wanted to. Now, they just kind of assume that you don't want the sundae in here, and they just give you this in the plastic wrapper because they assume you're going to put it on your shelf at home, I guess, which is accurate for me. I was also wondering if each boat maybe had a different name, but they're all, at least the ones I saw, were all Zambezi Zelda.
If they all had a different name, they would sell so many more of these.
Yeah.
It'd be sickening. So does it float?
Great question.
We
I do
need
not
to know if it floats. So
We'll
since
wait.
you have it open now, can you, when you take your bath tonight,
I
can
will,
you get
yeah.
some pictures of you playing with the boat?
Yeah, strategically, I'll take some Austin
strategically
Powers-esque
framed.
pictures. Yeah.
That is actually really cool. I would, Mike, yeah, this guy says, might need a favor. I would not mind having one of these. This is one of the cooler.
I like it. Yeah. It does have the old style red and white canopy.
Which is
though.
why I think it'll end up out here. And one of the other nice things that Disneyland just got was that cool foaming soap that does the Mickey hand that I brought some in my carry-on, and then I got out here, and the next day they had them here. So I'm guessing that will probably make its way out here at some point too.
And the float with the boat is $24.99 at Tropical Hideaway.
Correct.
So go get them before they're gone, because that's gonna do well. Gio makes a good point. You can put root beer in there and have a root beer float. Nice dad joke there. Way to go. I think that's anything else, Mike. What did you do today? That looks so cool.
Oh yeah. Across the street from Disneyland Resort at the Anaheim Convention Center is the Van Gogh. It's called Beyond Van Gogh. It's an immersive Van Gogh exhibition or experience, they called it. And you basically step into this big room that's covered with canvas on all four walls and then on the floors and on these columns. And they've got a bunch of projectors just projecting the artwork. And the artwork kind of like evolves and changes. It's like I think it's about a half an hour loop because I stayed in there for roughly half an hour and then I got back around to where I had entered. But it's really, really neat and really well put together. And I thought it really like improved my mood because I was kind of grumpy, like, oh, I have to drive down to Anaheim for just this half hour thing or whatever. And then my cat scratched me this morning. I was like in a bad mood. And then when I got there, I just felt like happy afterwards. Yes.
Do you have cat scratch fever?
Not yet, but I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it just like goes through all his most famous pieces. There's like Starry Night, and that one on the right there is like actually the entranceway going in with one of his self portraits. Yeah, there's
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's coming out to Florida sometime later this year. I was looking forward to it until that.
Yeah, but look how cool this is. I thought it was pretty neat. And the music is nice and like ethereal, like you almost kind of lose yourself. It's like kind of meditative almost. I enjoyed it.
Did it make you long for the Disney animation on NDCA? That's what it reminded me of. Is
Yeah, a little. It is a little bit sort of like the animation building NDCA. Yes.
but even more immersive than that. It looks really cool. Actually, I'm not an art fan, but I would go do this because it just looks like a nice experience. Gio says it's coming to KC in December. I believe KC stands for Kansas City. He's still on the fence. How much was it, Mike? Do you know?
That's the only thing is like I got to do it for free for the media preview, and also you can see in the video there were not many people around. So I'm assuming when regular guests are going, it's going to be a bit more crowded. It's also, I think, $35 for a standard adult ticket. So your mileage may vary on how much, if that's worth it or not. The kids price is $25, I think, and then there was like $90 something you could get a VIP experience. I'm not sure what that includes, but it was wonderful for free.
It looks really cool. For $35, I may have to Van Stop instead of Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Stop. Yeah, there you go.
But all right, anything else either one of you want to talk about before we close on a slightly serious note?
Did we cover the Hall of Presidents?
No, because that just happened and I didn't get it. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah,
next
Hall
week.
of Presidents is coming. No, not next week. We can cover it now.
Well, the Hall of Presidents is coming in August. The Disney Parks blog had literally just put out maybe an hour ago an updated photo that has President Biden there. And it looks, just like all the other presidents. You can tell he's a robot, but he still looks good.
Really, I don't think it's that good, actually. It's weird because you see like Millard Fillmore or something. It looks just like Millard Fillmore because this is my only picture of Millard
Right.
Fillmore.
Exactly.
You
But
just
they
assume
did,
he looked just like the animatronic.
Right.
on the table next to him, they have, I forget what the flower is to represent his home state, and then aviator glasses because that's one of his signature things. So it'll be small, but I'm looking forward to it. One, because I always love the Hall of Presidents, and
Air
two, because
conditioning.
it's a great place for air conditioning.
Yes. So supposed to reopen in August, and of course, Donald Trump remains as well as another former president.
Did they say the date?
No.
And they also don't say. Does he gives a speech, right? That's just standard now.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, it says something about his voice will be there.
Okay.
Because we'll be there in August. Now I'm hoping to.
It
get to
should
see
be.
him.
I would guess it'd be early August, especially if they're taking pictures inside and it looks that complete right now.
You should I don't know, somehow mix together Hall of Presidents and the Van Gogh exhibit into one really cool.
So
thing.
Biden will cut off his ear?
See, I went this whole time without making an ear joke, and you just had to ruin it.
What? I couldn't hear you.
Exactly. It is a peach blossom, Mike Mack believes.
Yes.
Jeremiah, you're so tasteless.
Somehow I guess Mike Mack would probably know that since I think he actually put together that article for us.
All right. And then I did not want to skip a very sad item. So for once, we'll be a little serious as we close this out. I'm guessing Jeremiah can speak about this better than anybody else, right, Jeremiah?
Oh, yes. Pam Brody, who for many years was known as the hat lady at the Rose and Crown in the UK pavilion, always, like, she was one of those signature, just like the piano players at Case's Corner or Coke Corner, but she would connect with the guests because she would lead as a sing-along. Lots of fun. Carol Stein has taken her place, has taken as much of her place as possible as the pianist in Rose and Crown. But I know one of my first visits to Epcot, I walked into that restaurant and she was just there tickling the ivories and everybody was having lots of fun. And sadly, she passed away. I believe it was last Sunday.
And she was 92 years old. And it's sad. It's amazing to think of some of these atmospheric. I remember when the I think it was the fire chief at Magic Kingdom. He didn't pass away, but he had a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly. And these people that, because they're atmosphere entertainment, or in Pam's Brody, just even more than atmosphere entertainment, you actually get to talk to them and feel like you know them a little bit. They're not just people far away on a stage, and then something tragic happens and it hits so harder.
The mayor of Main Street passed away a few years ago, and that was it's somebody you walk down Main Street and you actually feel like you know these people. And sadly, we haven't seen them return yet, but hopefully we will, and then get to find out how their life has been on Main Street in their pandemic time of the 1900s.
Yeah. So, I just want to make sure we mention that today. Again, thanks for joining us on Disney Parks Talk Live. So much news is happening in the parks these days. Can't wait to be back next week. And when you look back and see what just 1 week has brought us, it's going to be an exciting time. Maybe Mike will have news on whether or not this thing floats. Maybe get a video or something of it. That would be so cool.
I'll be in Graceland in just 2 days for the Disneyland history exhibit that was at the Bower for a while. So we'll have pictures of that, and I will definitely have pictures of Elvis's grave.
Okay. I saw that at the Bower Museum. It was closer than Graceland. I would not mind going to Graceland. I probably would skip the exhibit since I've already seen it and just go to Graceland. I think we're going to have some streaming from Dollywood too. I think we're on the LP Midwest tour right now before we get stuck at Florida for the next 15 months as it turns 50 and things really kick back into gear. So stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell. And thank you for joining us as always. Bye, everybody.